Hello everybody, welcome back, and I am the Sonic. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to review Pokemon XYZ, episode number 21, yes! And, well, ladies and gentlemen, I went into this episode thinking, hey, it's gonna be like a 7 out of 10 solid episode, you know, come on, getting married? You know, well, not married, but you know what I mean. Like, Bonnie going crazy, thinking it's actually gonna happen and blah, blah, blah. And I loved the concept behind it. It's fresh. It's so fresh and new. And I went to this episode thinking it's gonna be a solid episode. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 kind of episode, you know what I'm saying? Just a solid, good episode. You know, some funny moments here and there, of course. But I never expected what I was gonna see until I actually watched the episode and what was coming to me, man. What was coming to all of us. But anyway, guys, this episode was actually fantastic. I loved this episode. Not only that, but the preview was also fantastic. The whole thing in general, the whole nice little package we got today was awesome in general. But I don't even know where to start, man. Like, where do we even start? Like, I might jump from here to there all over the place. So I apologize for that in advance, but I just, as the ideas come to me, I'm going to say it, alright? So, at the beginning of this episode, Bonnie and Serena are sleeping in their, you know, little tent, their little girly tent. And so Bonnie's like starting to dream about Clement getting married, and she like freaks out, and she's like, no, Clement, please, no! And then this kind of foreshadows what's gonna happen in the episode. So when we get back after the whole theme song goes and plays, you know, Bonnie's just like journeying with Clement, and then does her little marriage gag when the Pokemon were playing the ball, and the ball went into the forest, and this Pokemon Buneary, what the heck, the Pokemon, anyway, that Pokemon Buneary, but I can't even say the word. Anyway, so the Pokemon, okay, was sitting there with the ball, and it was giving it to Bunnelby, and it fell in love with Bunnelby, and I'm like, Bunnelby, you dog, you sexy little man. But anyway, Bunnelby gets all the ladies, man, yeah. But anyway, Bunnelby, first Sylveon, then Buneary, man, when is he gonna stop his madness, man? Anyway, so Buneary falls in love with Bunnelby, and then its trainer comes along, and you know, then Bonnie's like, oh my gosh, marry my brother, you know, that's her little marriage gag. Clement's like, oh no, Bonnie, why are you doing this? You know, like as he always does, and uses his little arm to grab her and move her away from Lilia, who was, I think, the name of the girl. But then Lilia, surprisingly, like, was very appealed to it, and she was like, oh, I'm actually looking to marry someone, and then they're like, and then Clement and Bonnie are like, what? And so the rest of the episode basically has them like finding out like that they kind of like each other, and that they have a lot of similarities on all that stuff, and that's the main story of this episode. And as well as Bonnie also going crazy mad with the fact that someone actually likes and is appealed to her brother, and she just goes mad and she doesn't want it to happen, and she kind of regrets doing the little marriage gag to her. And so it just, all the Bonnie moments within this episode were priceless. Oh my gosh, she started hating Lilia, and like she had Dedenne go shock her after she was trying out Clement's food. And that was like pretty darn epic and funny. And like, but Bonnie's like, thank you, Dedenne, good job. And then, but Clement was all mad about that. And then later on, Bonnie was trying to tell Lilia all this bad stuff, or stuff that she thinks that Lilia would be, you know, I guess not hateful, but like, not like about Clement. So she starts telling her all this like negativities about Clement that she probably won't like. But it ended up that she actually was really appealed to it even more. And so, but Bonnie was like, hey, my brother wets his bed sometimes. And then Lilia was like, oh, really? That's adorable. And Bonnie's like, wait, what? What, you think it's adorable? Well, the Clement, he likes to get in his underwear and wrap himself around in an Arbok, and like something like that. And then Lilia was like, oh, that's wonderful. Arboks feel very nice. I'm like, wait, what? Like, Arboks apparently feel nice, people. They have really nice bodies, apparently. But that's I was kind of confused by that. But Bonnie was just like, you gotta be kidding me. And so Clement and like was helping Lilia out of that one hole that Team Rocket dug instead of helping Bonnie, and Bonnie just got pissed off, and I'm like, I feel you, Bonnie, but like I'm like dang. There's a lot of those like dang moments, you know, like where he kind of shoves Bonnie aside and, you know, picks out Lilia instead. And Bonnie gets just like terrified and pissed off, and then Ash, oh my gosh, Ash the wingman was telling Lily all this good stuff about Clement, and Bonnie was just like, shut up, Satoshi, blah, 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 shut up, Ash. And so it's just it was great. And like Ash, I loved Ash, how he was just like so into it, and he was like being like the wingman. And so, oh my gosh, I'm like, well, Ash is being the wingman for Clement, and yet he's not even noticing the girl sitting next to him has a crush on him, you know. But Ash knows what's going on when it's someone that's not him. So I guess that's a good thing about Ash, I guess. But he tries to help out his Clement, his buddy, his friend. But anyway, so that was just the whole thing in general, the way Bonnie reacted to everything, and Ash being the freaking wingman to Clement, and how like Clement was even awesome in this episode too. He was pretty awesome, plus using his Lux Ray to fight off Team Rocket, and you know, saving Bonnie from that cliff when she fell off, and he looked like a hero in this episode. And you know, Bonnie and Clement held each other at the end, which was really cute and nice. And so it was another brotherly, sisterly bonding moment, which basically the center of this episode was. And I thought it was just awesome. Like the whole kind of background and like point and fresh idea of this episode just made it that much better. And just the little small details throughout this episode were excellent, and it was just amazing. And Ash and Serena all the while were fighting off Team Rocket while, you know, Clement was trying to save Bonnie from falling off the cliff. And then Pikachu uses Iron Tail and cuts open the cage that captured Bunnelby and Baneri. And Team Rocket have this awesome face, like this most hilarious looking face reacting to it, like they've done in the past, where like it was just awesome. I loved it. And like, so that just little moment right there even made it better. I'm like, you even made Team Rocket look hilarious in this episode. Like, the writers did not just stop right there with that awesome moment from Clement and Bonnie hugging each other and being together. Like, that was cute, but like they even had to add more on top of it, and you know, have the little cherry on top, you know what I'm saying? So ladies and gentlemen, this was a great episode overall. Next week, oh my gosh, the preview, holy crap, the preview, people went freaking nuts over on Twitter. People went freaking nuts, like everywhere. And you know, Ash is holding Serena's hand, and Serena's going, you know, crazy. She's getting all heated up and like blushing. And by the way, I like to make a point that she gets, like, her blushes get more and more severe every single time. Like, the situation that it's in, it's like she's like more heated up and more, like, I guess you could say sweaty or hot or whatever, and blushing up like crazy every single time. My personal want and desire for this next episode is to basically to be an Ash and Serena episode, like a kind of a relationship based episode, in terms of like it helps their relationship, maybe not in terms of more shipping, but in terms of them bonding in a way, or like them getting through something together. I think that's what I personally want in terms of this episode being. I cannot wait for next episode. This episode today was extremely well done. I hope next week's episode is well done as well. Hopefully it's not just some filler, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something more to it. We got the spiced up moment. It might be the only more shipping moment we're gonna get, but who knows? But it's something, you know. So I feel like there's a lot of potential coming out of this. Thank you guys for listening in. I was pretty sick today, but I tried my best to sound great anyways, and try to give you guys an awesome review. And so I appreciate you being here. I love you all. I get pretty emotional when I'm sick. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I can't wait to see you for the next video. And peace out! Thank you very much.